Hello, everyone. Welcome to Second Thought. Welcome to Second Thought Africa. This is your Cindy Martin with our evening talk. Thank you for tuning in. Please follow and like and share our platform. Again, thank you so much and good evening. Tonight, I will be talking about leadership. Again, I always come to leadership. And first, let me start off before I say, for all of you, I had an opportunity, folks, last week. I just, no, Saturday to Friday and Saturday to go out and celebrate two individuals. I had an opportunity to go out and celebrate Sis Abba's husband. Friday evening, I had also to hang out with my Lastina. You all know who my Lastina is. We went out, hang out, and spent about an hour and 30 minutes out there just celebrating, answering the call for the community. Then Saturday evening, I went out with a few of my coworkers to celebrate Maud Massaquoi, the queen of ANC. Of course, you all know her. Uh, I think Beverly had a video that I think I would like to play later. Um, Something unusual happened. It's not my story to tell, it's more story to tell. But I was telling everyone this is unlike her because more is usually that girl, But, just to more happy 50th birthday. Welcome to the club. You're joining just as I am leaving. It's a beautiful age. It's an age that you're sure of yourself no matter what. It's an age that you speak your truth. Don't matter if people like you or not. Okay. It's the age that you are very much self-aware. Appreciate yourself. Appreciate where you are in this moment in life. That you really don't care what other people think. You do care about humanity, but you don't care about where make people move. You really don't. You speak your truth if you choose to, and nothing moves you. It's a good age. It's the age that you're comfortable and more confident than ever, especially like us as African, where we are big about the community, how people think, how people will feel. At that age, you've lived, you experience everything, and opinion do matter, but not that much. Your particular willpower, your thought process, your comfort becomes a paramount when you get to the age of 50. It does not matter what crown you wear. You still speak your truth, you still stand your truth, at least as my own experience. Is It's like your teenage year where you're confused, don't know where you're going. But that age is the age that you're sure where you're headed, who you are completely, and nothing really matters. But how you particularly perceive life, and you've been through almost every season in life. So nothing is new to you, and nothing is old to you. So I want to say happy birthday to you. And yesterday, I missed my big sister and mom in America, first mother in America, Sarah McKinney's birthday. Sister Sarah, I wanted to say thank you. And I'm always, always forever grateful for your love, for your kindness, for your personal touch on my life when I came to this country. I appreciate you where tribe did not matter to you. Uh, to you, I was somebody's child in a strange land. You didn't care what dialect I spoke, what county I came from, what country I came from. I was just a young lady, a young girl who had left her family and found herself in this big old ocean, trying to swim and not knowing where I was going. Yeah, this story, my message is to Sarah McKinney. I love you. We have to do something. I have to call you. We have to go out and maybe just drop you a flower to tell you that I love you, that I appreciate you, that I still remember my beginning in this country. You're one of those people who deeply, deeply contributed to the woman that I became here, because of your stability or your stable hand and your kindness, that you rendered to me. So I'm grateful. So again, folks, Serato Makini, your tell I say happy birthday. Big sis and my Oma, my beautiful forever Oma, my beautiful big sis, happy birthday to you. All these spicy folks, thank you. So let's continue. I had an opportunity to listen to Ghana today. Those of you who have already logged in, thank you so much. Please share. We appreciate you. Please like to share. If you're here with me, and we are not friends on Facebook, let me ask you again, please go ahead and follow the page. At this point on my page, because it's a personal page, I'm not able to get more friends. So I reached a maximum seal. I have at least 10,000 people in waiting. If you're part of that 10,000 plus, please just follow. If you follow everything I do, you are there. You will be alerted. You will be, when I come on, you will be on. Whatever I post, you will be able to see it. It's the same thing. So please just follow the page, okay? And we can do this together instead of just sitting in my inbox. And it's really hard for me to get to everybody and say, listen, follow the link, like, so I can do it here. And thank you so much for tuning in. Now I'm going to play this, but before I play this, there are a few other videos that I'm going to play. I want to say to all of you Liberians who have, and folks, let me tell you something. In this video world, I need you to understand the light project, depending, it project different clarity, different kind of look. And I like to brag about my look. I look better than what you see on social media. I just want you to show that I don't have, and some people like filter. That's them. I particularly don't do filter. Where you see, but better than what you see. Yes, I can brag. Because when you reach my age and you have not gotten your first Botox yet, I am grateful for what my parents gave me. So I like to talk about it a little bit. Now, let's continue this conversation. I like to talk about um, Liberia a little bit. Then we'll continue. And I will come to Liberia, but let me go to Ghana. You remember a young Liberian was mobbed this last week, chopped up, beaten to death, and Liberians all came together. We were yelling how wicked Ghanaians are, how pretentious Ghanaians are. Okay, how Ghanaians love themselves more than they love anybody. I've never lived in Ghana, but I have a niece that is partially Ghanaian. I have sister-in-law that is father is Ghanaian. And Abba is one of the most loving people that I know, and kind and gentle and God-fearing that I know. I also happen to have a little sister that I've met almost 2 decades ago, who is a Ghanaian. Her name is Yvonne. Periodically, she would check in on me and the children. I met her when she was younger, I think in her 20s. I was in my 30s, okay. But I've also had an opportunity before or during the war to travel to Ghana when I used to work for the airlines, travel to Nigeria, travel to Senegal, travel to Guinea, Ivory Coast, and all of those places. I had an opportunity to travel and see the world as it is. A lot of people don't know that. I've worked literally all my life. Well, my last experience in Ghana. First, let me go to my experience in Ivory Coast. In 1990, during the first ceasefire, I have gone to Ivory Coast to Danale when Danale was still a village, when Liberians were just taking refuge because my uncle had gotten killed. And people said they spotted my uncle there. And I wanted to surprise my mom. Since I had a free air ticket. I could fly anywhere. I decided to fly into Ivory Coast, take the bus to Denali, which I did. When I got to Denali, it was still a forest. Okay, and I can tell you why I tell you it was forest. And the people in Ivory Coast were very kind to Liberians. In fact, people offered me place to sleep. And the funny thing is, I told people Gio was my first language, but I don't speak it because I lost it. Okay. Um, my aunt where speak Gio. And so but I still understand. I understand the deepest of it, and I understand Ivorian Gio. That's really what's strange. A lot of people don't believe that. And so when we got there, I could understand the Gio that was speaking. I understood the Gio, then I understood the French. I could understand a little bit of French because I work for French Airlines. I'm carrying this somewhere. Somebody would say, "What's her point here?" And I'm carrying this somewhere, and I'm trying to ping you a picture so you can see what am I talking about. And hold on, let me do this. Give me one moment as I go through here. Let me try to see if I can share this video. And folks, please try to please share. So when I got to Ivory Coast, a lot of the in fact, people gave me a free place to sleep. Okay, people brought me food. The only thing I remember, my grandpa telling me in Ivory Coast, the people used to. I'm sorry, I'm not sure how true that was. The people used to, like the medicine people. They cough in the whole part, the country part that they made with the clay. And there was a story about how the people were looking for slippery stuff to make because I've always used, I think it's just a myth. I've always used the roots, and the root is very slippery. And the man mistakenly took the cuff, the wolfen cuff, for the stuff and facing the GB soup. So I remember. So when I got there and they offered me GB deeper, I said I didn't want to eat that. But they have food, they have that, and most of the places were still village. I know this. I'm saying this because I returned 5 years later from the United States to Ivory Coast, and I saw the difference that it had made. The Liberian living there, the communities that were built, and now and then I experienced the reception from the Ivorians at the time. Then when I went 5 years prior, how the Ivorians were receptive, how they were kind to me, how they want an interpreter, and I could understand the gear, but my gear was not good, but I could understand how nice they were. Then I returned and came to the States, and then I returned 5 years later. When I first initially went to Ivory Coast, there were not a Liberian community. The people were not mean to me. But when I went in 1995, there were bus stop for Liberians. In fact, I went to a bus stop waiting to come. The lady came, the guys came. Liberia, ata, meaning move. Okay, move, like really hush. And I didn't understand why. And then I heard people saying how the Ivorians were mean, how they were rude. But I also heard why they were the way they were, because Liberians, the refugee camp, they were being sent money. The family around the world that resettled or that live around the world was sending them money. And most of the Ivorians were not in the position. And the Liberians will go to, and somebody will say, "What's your point?" I'm making a point here. And Liberian will go to a club or will go to the restaurant, and they will chat to the restaurant and say, "If Ivorians don't want to buy it, we will buy it." So prices went up, and the people became agitated or jealous of what were happening, that they were being taken advantage of their own country. Is that's the true story? That is not for me to say. I'm saying what I experienced when I initially went to Ivory Coast and what I experienced when I went back there, how the people were rude, how they were distant, how they were very, very disrespectful to Liberians from the time I went there when Liberian first started going into Ivory Coast. Okay. Now, I'm not sure what Liberian people did there because I did not live there. I stayed there for a week or so or 2 weeks with my family when I went to visit. Okay. Because I've gone to Liberia, I've gone to Ghana, and I went to Ivory Coast, and I returned here. Then I went to Ghana, I think 2007, 2008. after the first time I went to Ghana, when Liberians were when the Boron had just opened, and how the people were, people bringing them food, people bringing them blanket, people, and the place was a little village. Okay, then 2007 for 17 years later, I returned, and how the people were. Number one, Bora Camp did not sleep. I heard some horrible stories. Restaurants were open 24/7. Bars were open 24/7. Gambling places were open 24/7. Pool station, place to play pool were open 24/7. And I heard about the rape, especially the rape of little boys and girls in the camp. I didn't say it, the people told me when I was there. Churches everywhere, bar everywhere. These are Liberians. Okay. No justification. Yeah, I'm just telling you my view, what I saw. Okay. I want all of us to be open-minded. I'm going somewhere with this. All right. I'm going somewhere with this. And I believe 2 years later, I returned. But that particular day when I got over there, my brother took me to a church that he said I was his pastor. As we got into the church, the pastor children, the big people in the church, they sit, the pastor and his wife, and they sat on the pulpit. His wife and the children, the other people that part of the leadership sat at the bottom of the pulpit. The fan were playing, all of them. I was dressed up. We had one that when I was younger. This is, I don't know what age was this. This is like 2000. Well, I was younger than I am now. And the pastor sent somebody to come and get me to come from out of the heat, because the audience was sitting in the heat. The people in front were not in the heat. And I told them, no, my brother was sitting there, and I said I was sitting with my brother. But yes, what happened? The pastor made a comment. The pastor said, I am your pastor. I am your father. I'm your father here on earth. When you bless me, and I'm full, then I will pour blessing onto you. And I said to myself, the Bible said, God said, call no man your father, but your father who is in heaven, especially when it comes to religion. And I studied religion history. And I went to Christian school. I went to Christian college. Everything that we did have faith into action, meaning every paper that I wrote, every study that I did had to be connected into biblical terms and biblical belief. All right. So to some degree, I understand. And I happen to be married to a pastor, for that matter. And I told my brother, get her, let's go. He's like, said, what happened? I said, we're leaving. He go, what's wrong? So we left. I said, and not only that, they took the first offering. After taking the first offering, the man came back and said, the US dollar that your people then sent to y'all, okay? And you're coming here and putting, it says city in the place. I don't want city. I want US dollars. Because my brother had told me stuff about his pastor, this particular man of God. I carry underwear, shirts, undershirts, everything for him. And this man was bragging about he had a jacket on that still had a little store tag that you move with the stuff on it, and showing the people how the children have sent him all of these things. For he's going to America, when he come back, he's gonna be different. And my brother and I walk out. I said, how do you sit under that? You gotta know God for yourself. He's not your father. And you and he are refugee on this camp, and he's telling you where other people are helping you with. He does not want city. Even the Ghanaian people here in the market, they don't take US dollar, they take CD. And he's telling you he wants the US dollar from you. And you're sitting here. So you call us. We take out of our rent, our utility bill, and send it to you so you can go give it to him. They're no more holy of holies. The last of the Levites, that were enough. He said, no damn Levi. That's what I told my brother. He said, "Sis, yeah, you're harsh." I said, "No, we're not doing that." And I left. He called and called and called, never answered my phone. I took those stuff with me to Liberia and give it away. I didn't give it to him. I don't know who he was. I don't remember his name, and I don't care to remember his name. Somebody will say, "Why are you carrying this?" I'm talking about Ghana. But I also had a bad experience in Ghana. I rented a hotel. I didn't sleep in the hotel. I went to the camp. I slept in the camp. And a lot of people say, "You're going to sleep in the camp." When people come in, they don't. I slept there. The story, I told the story before. I'm not going to go into that story. How the people who came, Liberian, who came from America, were treating our people in the camp. But that's the story for another day. I've already told that story on. My husband sent me money. I had a ID. I went to the bank to pick up my money. They told me I needed to get Ghanaian ID or I can't get my money. Although I was in transit. And I told them I can't do it. I'm in transit. I can't go get an ID. I'm not a Ghanaian. I'm not a resident in Ghana. So I asked my husband to withdraw the money and send it to Liberia. I'm going to get my money in Liberia the way I'm going. So I did. But where am I going with this? I want to say to the Ghanaian government, you know, I think a year after George Weah had taken over, Nana Addo had taken over. And a Ghana woman went to the bank with her baby on her back. I will find that video. And the police attacked that woman, beat up that woman. The president, Nana Addo, came on the air. He addressed the Ghanaian people. He addressed the security. He said Ghanaian will not be abused by people that are hired and paid with their taxes. Will not abuse them, especially our mothers. It will not happen now under my leadership. I have that video. I'll find it and I'll play it. It was leadership. It was leadership in action, in real time, in Africa. And he said the guy who was right there would be disrobed and would be sent to court. The other people who were around and watched that happen, they would be investigated and swift judgment would be passed. Some of them would need retraining and reinculturation and cultural training. Nana Addo did that. I find that video. He was wearing a pink strappy shirt. I found that video and I'll play it. So this brings me full circle to today. We just saw the video in the street where a Ghanaian guy with a knife in his hand in the street attacking another person. And I heard the Ghanaian government spoke to what happened. The initial action, and we are here yelling as Liberians. I will say this and I will come. Why I sympathize with the family, the young man that lost his life for no reason. But there's something I will say to Liberian people. So let's listen up here. Let's listen to this video. We have no copyright to this video, okay? This is whoever the name is, the press briefing, credit to them. I want you to listen to it. All right, let's go.
On 2nd March 2026, to formally refer to the homicide unit on 2nd March 2026, together with the machete exhibits and 3 remand suspects for continuation of the investigation. 5 suspects have so far been arrested in connection with the case. Suspects Vincent Ajika, Francis Amuzu, and William Anderson were arrested at the scene the same day by the Sakumono District Police. Suspect Enoch Mensah, however, evaded arrest and went into hiding following the incident, but later resurfaced and was arrested and remanded on 4th March 2026. Suspect Nana Adjenim Boateng, whose alleged instruction is believed to have set the chain of events in motion, was subsequently arrested and remanded into custody. On 5th March 2026, a post-mortem examination was conducted following formal identification of the body by the deceased brother-in-law. A full autopsy report will be issued by the pathologist after a toxicology report is submitted. All 5 suspects, Vincent Ajika, Francis Amuzu, William Anderson, Enoch Mensah, and Nana Ajeni Boateng, have been remanded into police custody. They are scheduled to reappear before the Batuna District Court on 16th March 2026. Investigation is ongoing and further developments was formally.
So that was Ghana government reporting to the public. Okay, that was. I love you too. You can watch tomorrow, bro. You can watch it, cause all right, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Now, that is Ghana. All right. Now, you are calling Ghanaian out, Liberians. You are calling Ghanaian out. You watch your police brutalize, punch women in their faces. You watch them beat up Liberians, jump in the air, step on their leg. We just saw that in Yekepa. You didn't call. You didn't call. You sound like this. That's my child. I can call them dog. I can call them the N-word, but you are not allowed to call them that. That's hypocrisy. Somebody will say, you know what? Again, let me stop. Nobody should die the way that young man died. But the point I'm making to us Liberians is, we do not respect each other. We do not respect lives. You people, okay? I'm saying, she says she's talking. You people, watch Queen Johnson grab a young man. Your only crime was he was wearing CDC t-shirt, beaten, blooded. And I will play it tonight so y'all can see it. Liberians are afraid to touch that story because if they touch it, that's the government in power. And Queen Johnson has been appointed at the seaport as a director, although she barely got 11th grade paper. Okay, as a director of what? You know, when I brought up the idea about the Big Tent, yes, I did. The Big Tent. And I described to you what the Big Tent will look like. The Big Tent needed to have a stable leg. Even if it's a 6 leg that holds it up and you can fit in everything. It's like you get our best of the best among us to lead. Those who are not afraid to lose their job. Those who got record of creating things. Those who have record of protocol history of creating, building things. So they create a domino effect. That domino effect, meaning it's a chip. When the first one hit the second one will hit the third one, and everything will go down. That's a domino effect. Okay. So when you get a stronger leadership, people who know where they're doing, they're able to build a Liberian that all of us can fit in. That the disabled people will have place. That the blind will have place. That the crippled will have place. That the people with different disability will be able to eat in that rice bowl. Okay. But the leg that hold up the tent for them to fit under that tent, that big tent, is strong enough to what? To exhaust everybody in. But when you put the tent up with some weak legs, no matter how big it is, it cannot absorb everyone. Eventually, it will collapse. And that's what we are. That's how we choose our leaders. Okay. I'm going to play. Folks, please share the video. I woke up this morning. I know we're all tired. I had a long day. I had a doctor's appointment, a dentist appointment. Okay. So that said, please continue to share. As somebody said, let me see if I can put this up here. I'm gonna bring this post up. Then the story today, I will go to the story today. In Guinea. A few months back, if you all can remember, a young man, Kabina Jana even came out to talk about that, was grabbed based on where the Guinean government, Domboya, whatever his name is, the one who believed that he married to a French legionnaire, which is a French intelligence or French soldier, okay? Now he's thinking he's a Frenchman, he's a colonizer now. First, They try to invade Sierra Leone. They're trying their stuff. Okay. Now they're trying to invade Liberia. Who is this? Today, I saw the Liberian young people, and somebody were calling them rebel and say they were fighters, so they were able to stand on their night afraid. Most of those people I saw today, they're not in their 40s. Even if they were in their 40s, the war is 36 years. They would not have been born. And they were born, they would not have been fighters. When people are tired, especially when you have nothing to lose, you put everything on the line. And I want to say thank you to the Liberian boys and girls who stood up today. But let me come back. The police that is beating Liberian in the street, that is breaking down houses, the coach get order, you go break it down. 36 years after the war, there have been no reconstruction. Our people displaced from Grand Jide from Putu to Butu to Clay, Bo Wadasa to Yeke. There have been no, the DDS, the United Nations Special Envoy, the Secretary General, Jacqueline talked about, where they pour money into the country, had never been realized. There had not been reintegration. The last time when Ghana people deported our people, they were laying down on crates in the zinc shop, where, in fact, the refugee person say, Mr. Wozi say, most of the people that came had sexually transmitted disease or communicable diseases. But they pack all of the people on we don't know what happened to them. They brought them, put them in places, no support for them. I didn't hear you yelling. The few of us that were talking about that. But I'm gonna remind you. A young man, 15-year-old, was raped by NSA, one of your big people in the government. The government went, confiscated the child, leave the mother out, and leave the child in the care of strangers that have already been traumatized. I didn't see outrage. I see Titus Pocola has been trying to organize rape. I see so young people. Where are the mothers? Where are the fathers in Liberia? What are you people telling you? What kind of message you're sending? You're sending out subliminal messages. It's telling us this is your habit. This does not matter. This is not abnormal. This is a country that the leadership lied on the man who had lived his life, working hard all his life. He had never been mentioned him stealing from Liberians, looting from Liberians, giving back to y'all. During the Ebola, took a plane, brought home a Boeing jet with medication filled in it. Make sure the company that he worked for, the branch that were in Liberia, never shut down. This is a man during the corona, when our president was in the studio making music, and he reached out to our president and said, I'd like to work with you so we can help our people. Our president said, that's president we are. Say, go ahead and take it. I'm busy. Provided no money, although we collected over 80 million at the airport for corona tests. They didn't give me a dime. He took tens of thousands of that. I think they say out of 75 to 100,000 to buy food, to buy oxygen tent. It's on Front Page Africa. To go from country to country to make sure Liberians stay alive. Not only did you call him gay, that was bullying, not because you know he's gay, because you know you have nothing on him. You know, Machiavellian say, when you are in the political water and you have nothing else on your opponent, defamation, character assassination is how you get them. because you find that country what they're most afraid of, and you put it on that person. And they told you have nothing to lose. You do. You have everything to lose. And look at where you are. And you lied. Then later on, you knew that was a lie. You didn't say anything. In the second round, UP went from town to town, all the way to Grand Gila, Maryland, to say, oh, it's CDC that lie on this man and say, the man, your son, that good man, he worked hard. In fact, he's surprised that Liberia needs. He what Liberia need at this point. That's what you said. Now you're defending him because you needed the people not to be mad at you to vote for you. In my lifetime, I don't remember too much when Toba were in power. I don't even remember. In my lifetime, the first presidential candidate that after an election had made his duty stay visible all through from 2017 to 2023. Visit every county. I remember when they only refer hospital in Foya County, Foya, were out of medication. The doctor were on strike. This man, the lawmaker of Lofa County, went to him. The doctors have not been paid. Doctor and nurses have not been paid for months. He paid them out of pocket. He paid them out of pocket. Did I say he paid them? Yes, he did. And not only did he pay them, supply the hospital with the needed medication that the hospital needed. Okay, he did that. But you didn't see that. He told you, I don't want your money. Give me our country. Let's fix it together. We can do this. I've done it somewhere before. I've done it at Pittsburgh. I've done it at Coca-Cola. And what I did there, still stand today, still gaining money. He had even expanded at this point. He said, no. That's not where I want. Okay? So, why you are yelling? Then you got the youth and sport minister, rip a little 14-year-old girl. The head of, the reason why in the United States, the government is close to the people. And you see, with everything that was going on, you saw Minnesota, you see the governor, because the people elect the governor. The governor will be like our superintendent. We used to elect our city mayor in our country. Ellen King said, when they say they didn't want Mary Brewer, she said Mary Brewer would act because there were not enough money to host election. We used to have 50% plus one. The first round were always the primary to weed out. Now it's lucky ticket lottery. All you have to do is how you get 400,000 voters in the county. Then the person who win the senatorial election got 3,000 votes. That's not simple majority. That's a tic-tac-toe. That's a lottery ticket. That person does not represent the majority of the people. So that's some of the things that we need to come up with before the next election. There must be 50% plus one. They need to incorporate that. If the president can go for second round, that also means the legislative must go for second round if nobody reached the 50% plus one. That's the way we would get the best among us to lead us. When those were happening, everybody didn't just do a lucky ticket and put their hand in the name in the hat. They didn't do that. Folks, my 1 hour here is finished, but I want to play this. I'm going to find this and I'm going to play this. I'm sorry. And before I play this, I want to leave Liberians. I'm going to leave you with this. Let me tell you something here. If you are in Liberia, please send this message out. Please send a message out to any Liberian that you know. If you call somebody in the United States, if you call somebody in the US and you ask them, especially a stranger that you don't know, okay? And the stranger tells you, I will try to do this at so and so time. Give me time, I will get back with you. Remember, they don't owe you. Even if you are my family, I don't owe you. Or they don't owe you. Especially if you're a stranger, even if you're my family. They tell you that in the kindness of their heart, okay? You give them you give them time, let them get back with you. What I've noticed about all of you in Liberia, I say all, most of you that I deal with, majority, not all, but majority of you, 90% of you, you call a strange person 1 or 2 times in the inbox, you say hello to them, so and so, and they say hello back to you. You come up with all your story about the way things are with you. And the person tell you, okay, I will see what I can do. The next thing you do is you sit there on your phone and you harass them over and over and over and over. They stare the even at work like you have no conscience. Okay, this is not. I'm just telling you something. I'm not mad. All right. Anytime somebody does that to me, I don't answer you. And if I were to do something, I don't do it. Because number one, I think you're rude. I think you're disrespectful. I think you have no consideration. And I think if you were in my position, you would not be able to help anybody. That's how I see you. You know why I think that way? Because I just talked to you. You don't know how many people came before you that I've helped. You don't know that. You don't know that what I'm trying to find. You don't know if I have money, if I don't have money. I work. I'm a refugee in this people country. This is not my country. Okay. And I'm telling you that I'm going to do this. You give me an opportunity to do that. You wait for me till I call you. But sometimes 3 days before, you are calling and you call the person, you will wake them up, you will call them at work, you will. And it's like everybody have the same traits in Liberia. Even some of our family members, you will call, you will call, you will call, you will disturb. You will not allow the person to sleep. Now, let me tell you this. If I tell you I will do something, you continue to call me, you're not reminding me. I told you I would do it. The more you call me, I will not answer my phone. If I get tired with you disturbing my sleep, I will not block you. In fact, I will block you on Messenger. I will block you on WhatsApp because my phone number is available, but I will block you because you know why? You're not going to stress me out. You are not my responsibility. Whatever I say I was going to do, I was going to do it from the kindness of my heart, okay? Because that's what I do. Because I've been blessed with little more than some of you to find myself in this country. Okay, I have kids that I pay school fee for. I have family that I help to pay rent. You know, and all of these things. So you are not going to be here to harass me. I really resent that, and most of you do that, and that is so wrong. I want you to know that. Hey, Daddy. So my time here is finished. I came out a little. That's it. I will see you tomorrow morning. I want to keep my energy. I went to see the doctor today. Folks, please share the video. Please like our page. Please continue to share and follow us here. Let me say to all of you, this has been another episode of Second Thought Africa. My name is Cindy Martin. And I want to say to the Ghanaian government, thank you for your swift action. Thank you for speaking to the public. And I also want to say to the Liberian people, especially the people of Liberia, for adding their voices to bring attention to this issue, that the Ghanaian government were able to listen and take swift action. I want to say thank you. And Liberian government, you saw what the Ghanaian government did. Let's talk about that. Good night, everyone. I'm going to go to bed early tonight. Yeah, good night. Well, I almost didn't collect my stuff, my YouTube stuff, to put it here. Okay. Here we go. So here we are. This is my YouTube, and I'm going to go ahead and post it. Good night, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you all on Thursday. Please be my guests. Please be my guests. Here we go. Hey, Brother Jabba. Hey, Brother Kennedy. Hey, Asad. The time has changed. I think I'm going to stay with the same time because the time changed. Now it's 7. I think I'm going to stay with the same 8 o'clock. That's what I'm going to stay with the 8 o'clock. So all of us can be consistent, because it seems I came up too early and all of you are just coming on. Good evening. So you can follow up. I will see you all in the morning. I've been here 1 hour. It is 7 o'clock change. So actually I'm going to stay with since 7 o'clock. Say 7 o'clock. That what time now? The 7 o'clock that used to be that 8 o'clock, right? Because we lose 1 minute, 1 hour. So we're gonna stay on with the 8 o'clock, both of the time. Okay. Good night, everyone.